There's a really interesting dynamic that I often experience in organizations. And that is most people that I come across have really great intention. They really want to promote a culture which is truly inclusive, respectful, psychologically safe, and all of that. But one of the things that they often come up against is those individuals who have behaviors which go against their personal values, but corporate values as well. So the big question is, well, what do you do about that and how do we challenge that? And what I find interesting from a psychological perspective is when people behave out of sync with your personal values or with corporate values. And that could be something tiny and micro behavior. It could be something even much more overt. So some form of overt sexism or racism or homophobia. Most people stay silent. They don't challenge. They allow the conversation to flow. And the reason they do that is because most human beings are conflict avoidance. And we have a desire for consensus. We become a bystander. So what happens is when you become a bystander, you facilitate a message that your behavior, your racism, your sexism, your homophobia, etc., is okay here. So we got to address that. And so one of the things that we do, no matter how tiny the message, how uncomfortable it might be, we have to lean in to the notion of challenging inappropriate behavior. And we can do that in lots of different ways. It doesn't have to be overly aggressive or overly assertive. But we need to call out behavior that doesn't align to our values when we see and when we hear it, and have some allies around us that can help to do that. Because if we don't call things out when we need to, we start to create cultures where inappropriate language, sexism, etc., really becomes acceptable.